Welcome students. Previous video we see structure of public finance. In we see public expenditure and public revenue. So students, this video we see non-tax revenue resources. So what is mean by non-tax revenue resources? See, public revenue received by the government administration, public enterprise, gift and grant, etc. are called as non-tax revenue. These sources are different than the taxes. A brief information about these sources are as follows. First, fees. A tax is paid compulsory without any return service, whereas fees paid in return for certain specific services rendered by the government. For example, education fee, registration fee, etc. Then second is the prices of public goods and services. Modern governments sell various types of commodities and services to the citizens. A price is a payment made by the citizens to the government for the goods and services sold to them. For example, railways fare, postal charges, etc. Then third one, special assessments. The payment made by the citizens of a particular locality in charges for certain specific facilities given to them by the authorities is known as special assessments. For example, local bodies can be levy a special tax on the residents for a particular area, whereas extra special facilities for roads, energy, water supply, etc. are provided. Fourth one, fines and penalties. The government impose fines and penalties on those who violate the laws of the country. The objective of the imposition of fines and penalty is not to earn income, but to discourage the citizens for the violating the laws framed by the government. For example, fines for violating traffic rules. However, the income from these sources is small. Then next one, gift, grants and donation. The government may also earn some income in the form of gifts by the citizens and others. The government may also receive grants from the foreign governments and institutions for general and specific purpose. Foreign aid has become an important source to development finance for developing countries like India. However, this source of revenue is uncertain in nature. Next one, special levies. This is levied on those commodities the consumption of which is harmful to the health and well-being of the citizens. Like fines and penalties, the objective is not to earn income but to discourage the consumption of harmful commodities by the citizens. For example, duties levied on wines, opiums, and other intoxicants. And next one, borrowing. The government can borrow from the people in the form of deposits, bonds, etc. It also get loans from foreign governments and organizations such as IMF, that means International Money Fund, World Bank, etc. Loans are becoming more and more popular source of revenue for the government in the modern times. So student, next point is structure of public finance. That means next point is a public debt. Like a private individual, the government also need to raise loan. In fact, raising debt is the most common activity of any government because government expenditure generally exceed government revenue. Public debt policy of the government plays an important role in the public finance. There are mainly two types of public debt. They are internal debt and external debt. So we see first internal debt. When a government borrows from its citizens, banks, central banks, financial institutions, business houses, etc. within the country, it is known as internal debt. And then second is a external debt. When a government borrows from foreign governments, foreign banks or institute, international organization like International Money Fund, World Bank, etc., it is known as external debt. Then we see next point, fiscal policy. Fiscal policy is the means by which a government adjusts its spending levels and tax rates to monitor and influence a nation's economy. It deals with the public expenditure, public revenue, and public debt. In short, in the financial policies implemented by the government. Then next one, financial administration. A smooth and efficient implementation of revenue, expenditure and debt policy of the government is referred to as financial administration. This includes preparation and implementation of the government budgets along with overall growth of the country. So, students, we see government's budget. Budget is an important instrument of financial administration through which all the financial affairs of the state are regulated. Budget is a financial statement showing the expected receipts and purposed expenditure of the government in the coming financial year. In India, a financial year is from 1st April to 31st March. Articles 112 of the Constitution of India has provisions for annual financial statement. In every budget, a set of 7 budget documents describe the details of the government finance in India. The word budget is derived from the French word budget, which means a bag or a wallet containing the financial proposals. These financial proposals are in the form of government expenditure and revenue. So students, we see revenue and capital budgets. Central budgets provisions are divided into revenue budgets and capital budgets. So we see first revenue budget. It consists of revenue receipts and revenue expenditure of the government. Revenue receipts are divided into tax and non-tax revenue. Revenues expenditure comprise to interest paid on government borrowing, subsidies and grants given to the state governments. This is a revenue budgets. Then second type is a capital budget. The capital budget consists of capital receipts and capital payments. Capital receipts are government loans raised from the public and the Reserve Bank of India, divestment of inquiry holding in the public sector enterprises, loan received from the foreign governments and other foreign bodies, state deposit funds, special deposit, etc. Capital payments refers to the capital expenditure on various development project, investment by the government, loan give to the state governments and governments companies, corporations and other parties. Besides, it includes expenditure on social and community development, defense and general services. So students, we see importance of budget. Union budget is important because it affects people and economy in general in a number of ways. Taxes are the most interesting part of any budget. Taxes determine the fate of business and individuals. The level of disposable income of the taxpayers depend on the tax rates presented in the budget. Government expenditure on various leads such as defense, administration, infrastructures, education and healthcare, etc. affects the lives of the citizens and overall economy. Also, budget is important because government uses it as a medium for implementing economic policies in the country. Budgetary action of the government affects production size and distribution of income, and utilization of human and material resources of the country. Thus, the scope and importance of public finance in a modern economy has undergoes and remains changed since last 100 years. Okay, students, thank you.